Joining me now is Michael Weiner. This is going to be a very important conversation for those of you that, have worked your whole life for something and don't want to lose it all. Now, I don't give financial advice. I give financial opinion. What do you know about stablecoins? How stable are they? What is this really all about? There's an economist out there who says the Genius Act is actually diabolical. Can someone let Dolly in, by the way? Our studio dog's scratching at the door. Maybe we should just cut a hole in that door, guys, where she can come through. You know, a doggy door? Maybe we should just get her a doggy door. I don't know. But she would probably be scared to push through. She's scared of her own shadow. But anyway, this economist is saying that this is... Well, then she's gone. Look at that. Maybe she's playing a game. She's playing Ding Dong Ditch, Logan. You fell for it. Look at that. She's winning. You're losing. It's 1-0. 1 for Dolly. Here is this economist. Michael, welcome back. I want you to hear this. I saw this interview last night, and I thought about you, Michael. And I thought, wow, I got to play this for Michael and get him to respond. I think it's very important what he's about to say. How are you doing, by the way, my friend?
I'm doing fine. No complaints. Just getting ready for the event.
Good. The big event coming up here in Collierville. You know who this guy is. You respect his work, don't you? Oh, she's back, Logan.
A good portion of it. There's a lot of common sense in what he's saying.
Okay. All right. Because I played a little bit of it before we went on the air here with Michael earlier. All right. So here we go. Listen to this, folks. Here we go.
What is genius about the Genius Act is creating synthetic demand for something that is losing demand. It is diabolical. And it really, you talk about the word stable. Is it really stable when you're backing something stable with debt and a dollar that's depreciating? It's not really stable, but it still does the same thing. It continues to fund the government. And I think that's what this is, the realization that the dollar is weakening, the system is moving. Things don't always repeat, but they rhyme. And we're not going to see a redeemability in currency the way that we did prior to 33 when Roosevelt confiscated gold, where you could take a $20 gold coin and get a $20 gold certificate at the bank and vice versa, but they will use it to anchor the system, I believe, on a central bank level, where countries can take those currencies in transactions at that level and redeem it in gold. That holds their feet to the fire. And I also think it will be redeemable in treasuries, whether it be just in the United States. Maybe the SCO issues bonds, redeemable in gold. Bang, just like that, you got demand for it. Okay, I don't trust them, but hey, it's redeemable in gold, and it's held on Enbridge, and we can see it, and it's held in these multi-jurisdictional vaults, even one in Saudi Arabia. You know what? I'm in. So the point of it is that gold is the anchor. The digital rails are the validity and the verification. And I think, to Tether's credit, they understand this. It is a melding of two forms of wealth. But again, it's... All
right, I want to stop right there for 1 second. Tether. I didn't even know what this group was until last week because I'm not into crypto and stable coins. But apparently, Tether is a very big stable coin company. I guess it's probably one of the biggest, Mr. Weiner. Are you familiar with Tether? Because I'm going to show you what their billionaire businessman, who I guess serves as the chief executive officer of Tether since 2023. I'm about to show you what he has said. Are you familiar with this stablecoin Tether?
Yeah, it's an unregulated item. So it's not the U.S. stablecoin. It's an unregulated off-exchange item.
Okay. Correct. So here is what Paolo Ardonio, however you say his name, Italian guy apparently. Here's what he put out on Twitter back on September 9th of this year. Bitcoin, gold, and land are the hedge against incoming darker times. Bitcoin, gold, and land are the hedge against incoming darker times. Now, I want to get your response before I play a little bit more of that clip.
Well, first of all, I disagree with him on Bitcoin.
Me too.
You're not going to tether
the land and the gold, right?
He's selling right now. That's all he's doing because he's a digital guy. The reality is that land and gold are the stabilizer. And right now we're heading into an environment in this country that we've been warning about since last February, that the world's going digital this year. The entire monetary system globally is going to be changing. The United States is trying to fit in. They're going to make mistakes. And do you want to be in the middle of a gunfight? They're tying things into the Treasury. There's things going on. It's a total restructuring going on around you. It's like building a house from the ground up. And that's why gold is such a stable item, because gold is being the only thing that central banks of other countries trust. That's why the guy who is the president of UBS Bank 6 weeks ago said gold is the second strongest financial instrument in the world, not a commodity, a financial instrument. Because right now, and we're going to go into that, Brandon, there's a lot of concern about what's going on with the Treasury move that's happening. But, you know, what he's saying right there is sort of, some of it is he's reading a script. I just don't buy this crypto side of it at all, but he's selling.
You're talking about the CEO of Tether is what you're talking about.
Tether, correct. He's just selling.
All right. So now listen to what the guy back over there, the Sheckman, look what he talks about, that this stable coin, he's like, that's kind of an odd name. How stable is it? How stable are stable coins when they're built on debt? And it's really, he said, the genius of the Genius Act is you're trying to get people to come in to buy the stable coins that are backed by treasuries, because these guys that start these stable coin businesses then buy treasuries to back them. And how genius is it to use stable coins to get people to come into a market to buy the debt of the U.S. treasuries, which people don't really want to buy, so they put the stable coins tied to it to get people to buy this debt. Very interesting.
Well,
yeah?
It's even worse, because the government, based on the U.S. stablecoin program, the banks are authorized to change your money into stablecoins and tie it into U.S. treasuries. But the reality is that you have no control on it. The bank doesn't care because they're totally insured by the Fed. But if in fact what's really the Trojan horse of the whole thing is actually possibly tainting U.S. treasuries. And if we taint treasuries, we could lose. So it's astronomical, that the problems that could come from that. Everything from losing world reserve currency to total devaluation and possibly depression. That's why I keep saying, create your own backup, because when he was talking about what gold did and when gold did way back when, I can make it very simple. Gold had doubled in value. Gold consistently goes up in every chaotic financial period. And right now, we're heading into one, and we keep warning people about it. And at some point in time, we won't be able to warn them anymore.
Yep. Let's go back to the clip. Here we go.
Anchor in response to a weakening trust in the dollar system. That's what it's all about to me.
You did use the word diabolical for the Genius Act, and I would be amiss if I did not point out the concerns that it is a gateway to CBDC, central bank digital currencies, because these are essentially ways to program and control the currency. So there has been some concern that the Genius Act does lay the groundwork for that.
But you don't even need to do it, because you have the digital ID, which has the ability to, if you look at the digital ID 2020, look at the patents, they have the ability to combine your medical records, your birth certificate, all of this stuff in your ID. At the same time, you have, if everyone is using stable coins issued by third parties, first of all, if you don't think these third parties are regulated up the yin-yang and that the federal government will be monitoring the on-ramp and the off-ramp, that's right. So they'll monitor the on-ramp and the off-ramp, and they can shut you down. And it was like, I was listening to an interview with the developer for BricsPay, and he talked about, this is the B2B side of things, that the retail part that is being rolled out right now in the Belt Road Initiative. And he said our technology has KYC, AML, and KYT ability. Now, we take Miles Franklin as one of the few licensed and bonded companies in America. This is why we left our company in Minneapolis, or at least our corporate office, because it's the only state that regulates this industry. And I've taken all of the classes. I'd never heard of KYT transaction before. What the heck is KYT?
Know your transaction.
Know your transaction. And that's the point. They'll know what you're buying, where the money came from, and who you are, and in conjunction with the digital ID, all of these things, and everyone relaxing their stance on a central bank digital currency. It's a central bank digital currency almost in in a stablecoin clothing,
Right.
if you will.
Yeah, that's the whole argument,
Yeah,
that it is
it's a good
CBDC
argument, that.
in a Trojan horse for CBDCs. But
A Trojan horse for central bank digital currencies. That's where we're going.
That's what I just said.
Yep.
It's a Trojan horse being let into our financial system. We don't know if it's going to be a winner or a loser. And the jury is going to be way out on this while this whole program is changing. And the world is all doing it. It's not just the United States. Trump had to do something because China's doing it. Japan's doing it. The European Union's doing it. The IMF, the World Bank is doing it. Canada's doing it. They're all doing it. So right now we have no choice. We're stepping into a blind frontier that we're trying to do the best we can to make the best value for the American citizens. But again, it's going to be not only a problem, but in theory, if we make a mistake, the fallout of it could be astronomical initially until we're able to recover. That's why we warn people now to take more control of their assets before they can't, because at some point in time, it'll be too late. And that's why we keep talking about it now. It's like all these things you've been talking about all these years, Brandon, from it goes back to to freeze-dried foods and the generators and all these activities that we talk about, and people don't get it because it's all on the forefront right now, and they're paying 10 times more than they could have paid years ago. And at some point in time, the well's going to run dry. So one thing we say to people, and I say it every single day, and Wes does, and that is take time and reassess where you stand. If you do not do that, you're a fool, literally.
Well, and silver today is up over $45.
Yep, correct. Silver as a commodity is going to test the world as soon as it hits $50. That's the big mark. How is it going to go? Is it going to go to 55, which it's never been to before, or is it going to start drawing back? That's going to be the big sales activity as far as it goes with silver. I just don't see $200 silver. I'm looking somewhere between anywhere from $65 to $85 an ounce.
Well, all right, let's go to what happens to all these folks. Billions and billions of dollars in stable coins. The people that get that money, who sell you the stable coins, most of them go out, I guess, and buy treasuries, right? And
Correct.
What happens when people start getting nervous about the stable coins and they start wanting to cash those in and sell them? Will the Treasury be able to buy back these treasuries $1 billion at a time? I mean, aren't we talking about a run basically here? A stable coin run
Absolutely.
on the bank? Is the
Absolutely.
Is the FDIC going to bail out stable coin?
It's a whole new frontier.
No.
It's a very strong, unlikely situation. And what they're most likely will do is tell you to hang in there. We'll work it out. And you'll sit there as a victim. So again, this is exactly the problem. It's a Trojan horse, and we don't know if it's friends or enemies, literally. And that's the scary part of it. So that's why when you talk about stability, that's why the rest of the world is leaning towards central banks are buying gold. And they're continuing to add to that, and they will continue as, again, 4,000 by November, 4,200 year end, 5,000 next year or better. And, you know, the other thing that's a secret Trojan horse here right now is there's an assumption by the Republican Party that we're just going to win. The Democrats are not Democrats. They're communists, socialists, but they can throw monkey wrenches into all of this. I am very nervous about next year's election. Unless we all wake up and start fighting, these idiots can take control. And if they do, God help us, literally.
Yeah. All right, get your free packet of information on precious metals, buying it, taking possession of it, numismatic, 1933 or older, that provides privacy, or putting it into your IRA. Get the free packet. You can do that at worldviewgold.com, worldviewgold.com, or you can call or text Wes that number with your address. He'll send it to you. You don't even have to call him. Just text him your name and address. They want the free packet, 602-558-8585, 602-558-8585. As always, thank you, Mr. Weiner.
I'll see you next week. Take care. Take care.